All right, hey besties, welcome back. Tabatha, what are we doing right now?
We are doing episode 2 of TBR Jar.
Yay! Cheers, besties.
TBR Jar, aka Pale Picks.
TBR pails, little pale picks.
I don't remember which color is which.
Oh, fuck.
Which is prompts? I think purple is prompts.
Okay, this one has
No, purple is
titles
titles.
for me.
Purple is titles.
Okay.
We did the same. Okay,
Yes,
so
yeah, so we both, okay, so how do we...
I think last time we did 2 prompts and 1 title. Do we want to go backwards? That's scary to me. That's scary,
That's
actually.
scary.
Do we want to do the same thing?
I feel like we could do one of each and then decide, what number
okay.
3 should be. So I want to start with the title, though. Oh, I'm scared.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Okay, I have my title.
Oh, I didn't take out Wind and Truth, by the way. So if Wind and Truth comes out, that is not going to happen yet. I read those with my husband. I don't know why the fuck I decided to put that in here.
That's fair.
But just in case.
I also...
Prefacing that.
I don't even know what I have read off that shelf. If I happen to pull something, then that I've already read, we'll just redo this.
Yes.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yay!
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Perfect.
Oh, this is
I got
fun.
the Grace of Kings.
Oh, perfect.
Which
That's
I literally
perfect.
I know, I literally need to read next anyway.
Yes. I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons.
Oh my
I'm
god.
so excited.
Great first picks. Fantastic.
Yay!
Let's go grab those.
Okay, let's do it.
I have to read this so quickly, so soon, that this was literally downstairs in my TBR pile.
So like basically your next read anyway, so that worked out.
Perfect.
I have I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons, and I'm so excited because it just looks like such a fun, cute, funny read.
It is.
It's also so short, so thank you for that because you know, we do a lot to ourselves. So anyway, this will be an easy read. Also the font is giant, so
And it's just fun.
it just looks like a fun time, but it's still fantasy, which I'm just so heavily in right now.
Great first
Yay!
picks.
Oh my gosh, that worked out so well for us.
Okay. Prompt.
Prompt pale. Cheers. Cheers, Fancies. Okay, let's see. Like, how am I gonna stretch whatever this is to fit what I want to read next?
Right.
All right.
Be merciful. Okay. So mine is hot setting.
Mine is creature.
Creature! That would have been perfect actually too.
All right, so 2 in 1. No, just kidding. I won't do that to us.
Hot setting. Okay.
Creature.
Ooh, I have ideas.
This
All
is
right,
like
we're gonna
some-
go pick these
yeah.
out. Be right back. Okay, that took a minute.
Or like, what even has my thing?
Yeah.
All right, so I chose Godsgrave. I'm presently reading Nevernight and loving it. And there is a creature, so I'm just gonna continue the series because that needs to happen anyway. So, Godsgrave.
Perfect. Yay. And mine, I wasn't ready to start this series yet, but it's the only thing I can think of that has a hot setting, and that's the City of Brass. I know nothing about this other than it was really popular on booktube for a while, and everyone who reads it loves it, so.
All right, we'll take it.
Cool. Last one.
All right.
Prompt or title?
Oh, I'm scared.
It's so scary.
I don't know.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I have an idea. Here's what we're gonna
Dumped
do.
a bunch of prompts in my lap. What are we gonna...
We're gonna randomize it.
How?
Give me this. Give me your purple. Close your eyes.
I'm scared.
My left hand or my right hand?
Your right hand.
Okay, you are getting that one.
Okay, cool. Should I draw from it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you hold this. Y'all know what I'm getting myself in. Ooh, this is the fuller pill. Hilarious. Okay, I have my prompt.
Okay. And then we'll do the same thing because that was funny.
Yeah, that is funny. Okay.
Almost dropped that.
All right, cover your eyes. Avert your gaze. Never look again upon the sun. Anyway, I'm so sorry. The caffeine's kicking in. Ah, shit. Nothing happened. All right, it's truly randomized.
They're all mixed together now.
They're all mixed up. All right, right or left hand?
Left.
We both got our prompt failed.
Okay.
Okay. All right, what do we get?
Red on the cover. What is yours?
Vampires.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Wait.
She's so excited.
Wait. Isn't there only one? Oh, there's 2 vampire books you have. Okay, let's go get our books. All right, we have found our last books.
All right, so mine is vampires, and I know nothing about this, but Tabatha put it on my TBR.
One of my favorite trilogies.
And it is Ninth Reign. I'm so excited. I'm actually very excited. I've been wanting to start this because she loves it so
There's
much.
a character you are gonna love.
Oh, yay. Oh, I can't wait. This is gonna be amazing. So, yay. Okay.
Mine was red on the cover, and I chose Nothing More to Tell. We've got a red title. We've got red X's over these eyes. I think this is going to be a really good like palette cleanser between some other books that we have. She and I were together when I grabbed this,
yes.
so I'm excited to check this out, see if I like it, and see if maybe Sharilyn also wants to read it. So.
I'm sure Sharilyn will want to read it.
Yay. All right, so next time you see us, we will have read and or DNF'd these.
I have a good feeling that I will read all of these.
I'm gonna read all. I have a good feeling too. I think all of these are gonna get read.
I think so. All right.
Yay.
Sweet.
See you later, bestie.
Cheers, besties. And we're back with the books we may or may not have completed.
Cool.
Sweet. Where do you want to begin?
I guess we can go with my DNF. I am making tradition true, and this one is already out of my house, so that was Nothing More to Tell. Same with the last episode. It just wasn't for me. The writing was very YA. It's a YA book. Mm-hmm. Shocker.
Crazy.
But also, I can sometimes let that slide. I think I'm a little bit more picky about that right now, currently. Mm-hmm. But I could also just tell, based on how the characters were emotionally,
oh, okay,
and the themes that we were going with,
yeah,
it wasn't gonna vibe for me. So I DNF'd that one, and it is gone.
Rip. Well, I read all of mine all the way through. I had a good time. The first one, I don't remember what order I drew them in, but the order that I read them in, I started with the 9th reign, and I did enjoy it. I will continue this series. Funny story, was reading, 5 books at the same time. And
as I do.
And so with this one, I was almost distracted by the other books I had going. And so I was not as invested as I should have been to like truly appreciate it. So like there were lots of elements that I enjoyed. I did like the characters, I did like the writing style, but I was just so all over the place that like when the book ended, and it ended in a really cool place, like the things that happened, I will say there are some things that happened that I like saw coming, but I wasn't mad that I could tell they were coming. I just felt like proud of myself. I was like, yeah, that's right, I knew it. But no, this was really cool. It's the first in a trilogy. But yeah, you're following, kind of finding out what happens in this world that has one people group seems to have like been abandoned by their god, which, classic. And then this world that they're in has been like invaded time and again by some like alien, almost alien species. So there are elements throughout that are kind of like, what's the word? Just like not reminiscence, but like pieces of evidence. There's like evidence of these past invasions all throughout the story, and there are some really interesting things that come of it. And this story is very much like, here are all these random things, and then like by the end of it they've like begun to tie together, and you're like, okay, now I understand where the story's going, now I know why we're here. So that's probably also part of why it took me a little bit to get invested in it. And it was more so in the reflection on this book that I was like, wait, no, I need to keep going, I need to see what happens. Because I told Tabatha when I finished it that I was like, it was good, and that was kind of all I had to say.
And I'm like, that's just like one of my favorite series of all time, but okay,
it's fine. But yeah, no, I did enjoy it, and I do want to see where it goes. There were elements in it that actually reminded me of The Tainted Cup, which came out after this, but I read it before this. So just some of the like world building elements, some of the like, there's more of like a science-based almost situation. Like I don't even, like you have like scientist people rather than everyone's just magical. Like you have different races of people and different skill sets. But no, it's really cool. I did enjoy it, and I do want to see what happens next. So I think I gave it like 4 stars.
I would never think that vampires, witches, and aliens would work well in a book. For me, this is a 5-star book.
Yeah. It doesn't, the vampire doesn't really feel like a vampire, but is technically. And then the witch also, none of them actually feel like
it's Jen Williams' like own brand.
Yeah.
Which I love that.
Yes.
Very creative series.
Yes. They're not the like canned version that we grew up with, that like the pop culture version, I guess, of like vampires and witches and aliens. Like they are her own version. And I do like the way she did them. So yeah, it almost feels like there's something else.
Yeah.
Because she did them so differently and like originally. So
I'm so excited for you to continue. So my next book was almost a DNF. And then I messaged Sharilyn. I gave her a long rant of text, and I was like, I don't know if I should DNF this book. And then I like rant. Okay, I'm DNFing it. And then I start reading it again because I'm like, I knew it was going to be a soft DNF at that time. I was like, I just am not in the mood for YA style writing. I didn't know, because that's on me. I didn't know that this is often classified as YA. This is a fantasy series set in the Middle East, in Egypt. Ooh. And we've got jinn, jinn and devas. Devas are essentially jinn. It's just what they call themselves. Basically tells you how they feel about humans.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so it's got like interesting magic. Our main female character is a healer, and so that's not something that you see a lot.
Yeah.
And so it's got a lot of unique elements. So I was like, it's DNF, but it's a soft DNF, and I'll come back to it. And then I told Sharilyn, I was like, I can't have soft DNFs on TBR jar. That just can't be the thing. So I decided to pick it back up and finished it, and it did get a lot better once I switched to audio, because I was able to notice a lot less of those YA-isms, especially with the prose, when I switched to audio. What makes it YA is definitely the prose. The prose is very YA style. And then kind of the way the characters feel. They feel very young. There's two main characters that we're following, and both of them feel very, very young. And we're following a basic theme of self-discovery. All of those wrapped up, very YA. And so if you love YA, definitely check this out, because it's got very unique world building. And I will be continuing the series now, because I've heard books 2 and 3 feel a lot less YA. So I'm going to continue this. The world building is phenomenal. The magic system is great. There are a lot of really, really good elements.
Okay.
But it's very much a 3-star for me.
Okay.
So, because of all those YA-isms.
Yeah, now that you have told me all the like those elements that are within, I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe when I feel like a YA read,
Yeah.
which I do occasionally, just want that like for my brain, just it's an easier to
Absolutely.
read.
And I think if you know it going in,
Yeah.
because I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought I was ready. I pulled this off of my adult shelf, and I was like, let's go. So I didn't know that going in.
Yeah.
Which that is on me. It is literally, you go to Goodreads and it says right on there that it's YA. So that is on me. But I think if you know that going in, then you're going to have a great time.
Yeah. I think that's so funny for us, just like our reading in general. We want to go in as blind as possible. And then if we have the wrong sense of what the book is about, we screw ourselves up so bad.
There was one book, this book right here. I think it's called Sea of Ruin, but you can see it. I thought based on this cover that it was going to be like a really cool like pirate fantasy. This is the most dark romance, and I had no idea. So I hated it. I gave it a 1 star, but I had no idea. And it's
not what I signed up for.
And it says it. It's not. It is that, but it also has like non-consent things, so that's why it's still a 1 star, and I feel okay with that. But like,
damn,
gotta not go in blind sometimes.
Yeah. It's like. Yeah, the number of times, like, if we just looked it up on Goodreads and saw the top, like, 3 or 5 tags, we would be just enough more prepared without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it'd be like that sometimes. My next book was Godsgrave.
Your last book, right? No,
I had...
your second book.
Yeah.
All right. Forget me.
You have one where you started.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So my next book is Godsgrave by J. Kristoff, book 2 in the Nevernight series. I freaking loved it. Oh my gosh, 5 stars, easy. I love his writing. I love his characters. I love the direction he took the story in this one. So it's still our girl who assassin getting revenge, and the direction the story takes in this one is so good. I like the new characters that get brought in and that we learn about. I love how even with side characters like J. Kristoff, like he doesn't get that deep, I think, into side characters, but he does make them complex enough that they're not just bodies on the page. Like they do have more to them. And our main character, the way she treats them and the way she views them, like brings them more to life and gives them more meaning rather than just, oh, there's someone over there. Like he does the characters really in a way that I really appreciate. And
this is the one that has like the gladiator situation, right?
Yes. It's so
fun.
Cool. Yes, it's so good. It is still super violent, super bloody. So if you're not into that, peace out. But otherwise, like, it is fantasy horror.
I would say maybe,
basically, yeah. So it gory, violent, bloody mess, but in like such a good way. I love it. One of my coworkers, tangent, asked me, I was like, oh, so what are you reading today? And I had this on my desk. And this coworker of mine is like so sweet and innocent. And she was like, oh, what's that about? And I was like, this girl is training to be an assassin to get revenge on her whole family. And it's just like a broody, bloody, gruesome, violent mess. And she was like, oh. I was like, yep, that's our fun time. The weirdest thing about reading these books is that I find them so cozy.
Right?
Like, to me, this is a cozy read. To non-psychotic people, it's probably a worrisome read. But no, like, I just had such a good time with, and I think it's Kristoff's writing that really makes it.
He is so unserious.
He is so unserious. And the book is third person, so it's told by a narrator, and the narrator sometimes, like, talks to the reader a little bit, and that just makes it that much more fun. And, like, you do feel like you're just kind of hanging out with Jay Kristoff, and he's telling you this story, and then he'll, like, have some, like, footnotes or something that's, like, a bit of, like, fill-in information about the world, or, like, a bit of a tangent, and the narrator is, like, talking to the reader, and it's so good. So there's not too much of that if that kind of throws you off. But if you enjoy, like, those little Easter egg feelings, that's him. So, great time. 5 stars. Keep it coming.
Sweet. You should go 2 in a row.
Okay, cool. Because you, I see your last book. They also know your last book. They've been here this whole time. We haven't been here this whole time. We've been around the world and back. Anyway, my last book, I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons. I loved this also. I gave it 4 stars. It's a good, light, fun read. I think in my review, I said it's like a fairy tale, but like humorous and witty and playful. It's kind of like How to Train Your Dragon vibes. Like, I pictured it kind of like if someone made a movie of this, it would be animated by DreamWorks. That's how I pictured it. And it's okay if that's not. I feel like her face is saying no.
I picture it more along the same lines as like Princess Bride.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yes. So it's just a like fun, playful fairy tale situation. Nothing gets like too deep, but the characters are, I think, really like humorous archetypes. So we have like prince, princess, kings and queens, and then like our main guy is a dragon exterminator, and it's so funny. It's just so much fun. I recommended it to one of my coworkers, like, that she could read it with her 10-year-old.
Yes.
Like, it's a like family friendly fun time. It's a great palate cleanser. I also think this one's cozy in like the actual sense of cozy fantasy.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it too. It's like it wouldn't technically fit with the cozy genre, I think. Yeah. But it's so cozy.
Yeah, it's just it's such a good read. It just feels like such a fun time. My mind definitely went the like animated movie route, like Hotel Transylvania, like just that fun, lighthearted, family friendly, and it's such a good story, and he tells it so well. His writing does kind of, I don't know if meander is the right word, but there were some instances where I was like, wait, who is talking? What's happening? What's going on? But it does kind of feel like maybe someone's like orating the story, and so it just has that like fairy tale feel.
Yeah.
So I'm just rambling a whole lot now, but
it's a warm hug of a book.
It is a warm hug of a book. Facts. So.
This one is not a warm hug of a book, and that is The Grace of Kings.
Rip.
I will say, it is really good that I knew going into it that a lot of people relate it to, like, historical text. Like, it feels like you're reading a history book.
Okay.
And I will also say, weirdly enough, I'm glad we read Jade Legacy, because this also has time jumps. So that prepared me for time jumps.
Ooh.
But this one, so well. And I think it's also because it's the beginning of a series versus the end of a series where you've like spent time with all these characters.
Yeah, and you're like, wait,
you're jumping through their lives.
Yeah.
This, you are jumping. There are multiple dynasties that you go through.
Damn.
In this series. I won't tell you how many.
So is it kind of like, I mean, it's book 1, it's definitely like foundation laying.
Yes.
It's like, here's all the info you need.
Yes. And then I have a feeling I know where the next book is going.
Okay.
But this spans history. And it's almost very episodic. So I felt very like, almost like I was reading it in anime in the sense of, like, it's got little episodes and like some characters will come in and you're like, okay, so this is going to be a new, like, they're going to be one of our gang. Nope, they're dead. Cool. In one sentence, they have died. And we're not lingering on that. That is one sentence. They're gone. And that happens a few times. So
very anime.
It is, yes.
That's so funny.
But you get like really good emotional investment into those characters though as well, even though they're only there for like such a small scale. You still like, he does characters so well.
Oh, okay.
I think it also helps that I read his short story collection first.
Oh, okay.
Because this feels like a bunch of you do have two main characters that you're following throughout this journey. However, there are tons of people that pop in and out of their lives. There's like the greatest love sequence I felt so warm in my heart from. And there's lots of brutality. There's so much to love about this series. It is also based on, like, this first book alone is, like, apparently 1-for-1 based on, like, historical events in China.
Oh, shit.
So if you know that history, it's probably not going to be as, like, exciting for you. Oh. But I don't. So it was very novel to me. I've never read a book like this. Yeah. It's a very different structure. Even compared to Jade Legacy. Because the structure is not, like, it doesn't feel like a 3-act structure. Okay, there's things that you think are going to carry on through the end, and nope, they're done so quick. And then you're moving on to the next phase. You are really following, like, a life journey of a couple of people.
Wow.
And it's crazy.
That's really cool.
But it's crazy because you're following this life journey of these people. And I love a rogue with a heart of gold. And that's one of the characters. One of the main characters, roguish with a heart of gold. One of my favorite archetypes. And so loved that character. Also really liked the other character in the way that they were. Not going to get into too much details about that because I also don't want to reveal to you. It took me a minute to see who the main characters were because we had a few. So I'm not going to reveal.
Probably some of them died.
Some of them definitely
died. Which ones stick around?
It becomes apparent after a while, but I knew nothing going in. I didn't. It is in the summary who the main characters are. So if you want to go in blind, then maybe don't read that. But 5-star.
Nice.
Probably my favorite book I've read this year.
Damn, that keeps happening.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I'd have to look back, and it's so close because Sword of Kaigen is also there. But there are things that this is so unbelievably well crafted, and time jumps we just experienced.
Yeah, and you did not like it.
I was like, I am anti-time jump, but I loved it in this. Okay,
sweet.
And I was talking to Scott, and one of the reasons, my husband, and one of the reasons I think the time jumps worked for me in this one is it felt like a complete arc. Every time we had those, because it felt episodic.
Yeah.
So each time we were jumping, it felt like the end of the episode. We were moving on to the next episode.
Okay.
And so it felt very
You weren't left
natural.
wanting.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't like, oh, we're in the middle of the argument. Oh, and now we're 20 years after the argument. I wanted to see how that ended.
Who knows?
But for this one, like...
Okay, well that actually convinces me more to read it because I know you want me to read it anyway.
I do.
And I need to read it.
I'm so unsure if you would like it.
I mean, I'll give it a try.
Yeah. I am not sure, and I am emotionally attached to it, so you kind of have to like it at this point.
That's fair. I'll give it the best shot. I mean, now that you've actually told me, I have a better framework going into it than I would if I went blind. So I think that will help me.
I think if you would have gone into blind, I think if you would have gone to it blind, you would have been like, this is weird. What is happening? Why did we jump? Like, why are we doing these time jumps and stuff? So I think now that you know that, and you know that it's read very much like a historical.
Yeah. Does it feel dense?
Oh, it's dense.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
The writing isn't, though. The writing is very...
Okay.
Oh, it's perfect. I love his writing. It's simple, but still beautiful.
Okay.
Like, I highlighted so many quotes that we were going through, and one section, one character is talking about... They do the very classic trope of training, and it's literally like one paragraph. Nice. And he's like... raising a cow. Well, this one character is like picking up a cow and they have to pick it up as it grows, whatever. Very classic, seen that a million times. And then uses a weapon and like cuts something and he's like, whoa, this weapon is great. And his trainer is like, oh, you're so strong that with enough strength you can murder anybody even with a blade of grass. And then later we see another character use a very similar quote for their own purposes, and this is like an herbalist, and she's using herbs and doing stuff with that, and she has the same quote, does not know this other person, but she says, with enough brain power and with enough knowledge, you can murder someone even with a blade of grass.
Oh, that's I love that. I love that. Oh, that feels good.
I was like, yes. So
sweet. Okay. I am definitely more sold on it now than I was before.
I will be immediately continuing this series.
Okay, good to know. That's challenge received.
All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. Let us know if you've read any of these books. I don't have the other one, but you know, pretend it's there. Let us know if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts on these are. You are struggling.
I tried so hard. I got so far. Not actually.
In the end, it doesn't even matter. And then if you're not feeling chatty, leave us some kind of flower for the Dandelion Dynasty.
Nice.
See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye, besties.